The second part of the second season begins with Wednesday in the hospital. It appears she was transferred to the hospital and treated, but she is still unconscious. Her mother, Morticia, sits in front of her, waiting for her to wake up. But Gomez arrives with Thing, and they take Morticia and leave because it's clear Wednesday needs some time to wake up. Strangely, Wednesday wakes up right after they leave and is surprised when she finds Larissa, the school principal, in front of her. Wednesday ignores her, opens the room's door, and walks out. Suddenly, she finds herself transported to another world and sees someone in front of her who says she is her new spiritual guide. Wednesday is shocked and says her spiritual guide must be from her family. Larissa tells her that because of her mistakes, the rules have changed. She says because of Wednesday's wrong actions, she lost her powers and caused her friend Enid's death. Not to mention she freed Tyler from the asylum where he was locked up, despite knowing Tyler is a dangerous and uncontrollable monster. Wednesday responds angrily, saying she didn't mean for any of this to happen, and leaves her to return to the real world. But Larissa stands in front of her and tells her she must wake up now. At that moment, we see the hospital assistant director, Judy, holding a press conference, saying the electricity was cut off in the hospital, causing 46 patients to escape. Unfortunately, many deaths occurred during the escape, but with the police's help, they managed to capture 43 of the escaped patients, who will be transferred to other hospitals until the destroyed hospital is renovated. Then the police chief announces only 3 patients remain at large: Fester, an unidentified patient who is the same monster that butchered before, and Tyler, the most dangerous patient locked in the hospital because he transforms into a predatory monster. At that moment, a message comes to the police chief, informing her that Wednesday wants to meet Judy to know what her role was in what happened at the hospital. Judy confirms Wednesday sneaked in to visit her Uncle Fester without permission, which is against the law. In another place, we see a man named Lewis burying a body in the forest. Then he sends a message to Judy, saying he got rid of all the escaped patients except one, patient number 1938, the patient Wednesday helped escape before the hospital was destroyed. Judy asks Lewis to search for this patient and find her as quickly as possible. Then Judy visits Wednesday in the hospital. As soon as Wednesday sees her, she tells her she will report to the sheriff about the secret lab Judy is running in the hospital. Judy responds, saying the police won't find anything, and adds that Wednesday caused the destruction of her father's lab and she won't stay silent about it. She threatens to officially report Wednesday to the police for illegally breaking into the hospital. But Wednesday surprises her and asks about patient number 1938. Judy denies knowing anything about this patient, but Wednesday doesn't believe her, leaves her, and walks away. As soon as she leaves the room, she finds a nurse bringing her a bouquet of wilted flowers with a note saying she and Enid will die tonight. Wednesday asks the nurse who gave her the flowers and note. The nurse points to a person standing in front of them, and it turns out to be Tyler. Wednesday runs after him, but he disappears without a trace. At that moment, we see Bianca with her boyfriend Ajax and her mother, whom they freed from the police. We learn the police arrested Bianca's mother because her husband, Goodwin, tricked her and involved her in illegal activities. Bianca is searching for her mother's husband to catch him and bring him to justice to prove her mother's innocence. Ajax promises he will help her and won't leave her alone. At that moment, Wednesday returns to her room at the school and is surprised Enid is still alive. She is also surprised to see Larissa in front of her. She asks what she's doing here. Enid is confused because she doesn't see anyone else in the room. Then Wednesday tells Enid she must find Tyler before he causes destruction to the entire town. She asks Enid to pack her bag and go home to protect her from the dangers she might face. She tells her Tyler sent her a note saying he wants to kill them. Enid says she's not afraid of Tyler and insists on helping Wednesday to get rid of him. She leaves her and walks away. The next day, the school celebrates the Day of the Dead. Barry, the school director, appears and tells the students they will hold a parade and go to the town cemetery at midnight to celebrate the Day of the Dead according to the school's traditions. He tells Wednesday he's happy she recovered her health. Wednesday tells him Tyler is in the town and might cause many problems. She asks him to cancel the celebration tonight because Tyler might take the opportunity to kill school students. But Barry says he can't cancel the celebration, especially since the police announced Tyler fled the town. Even if Tyler attacks, the school students are ready to face him. Wednesday asks if he will honor the memory of Larissa, the former school director, who provided many services to the School of Outcasts during her tenure. Larissa stands and listens to Wednesday's words, happy. But she is shocked when Barry says Larissa wasn't a responsible director, and he doesn't like her or want to hear her name mentioned. Meanwhile, Pugsley is at home, sad and worried about the monster the police are searching for after escape from the hospital. Gomez arrives and learns Pugsley considers the monster his pet and is afraid the police will kill it. Gomez comforts him and says he will help him find it before the police catch and kill it. At that moment, we see Lewis, Judy's assistant, searching the forest for patient number 1938. He sees footprint on ground and follows him until he reaches the sewers. He starts searching in them, and while searching, he hears a sound behind him. He shoots fire toward the source of sound and discovers a statue in the water. But Tyler appears behind him, transformed into a monster, and kills him. At that moment, we see the monster Pugsley is searching for, hiding among the trees. Then it moves toward the sewers, eats Lewis's body, and feeds on his brain. After finishing, it sees a picture of patient number 1938 that fell from Lewis. We go to Enid, who is talking to Thing, and says she must gather the members of the Nightshade Society to help her and Wednesday get rid of Tyler. Then we see Thing placing a note in Ajax's bag. When Ajax opens the note, he finds an invitation to a Nightshade Society meeting at 10 p.m. Agnes appears behind Ajax, having learned about the meeting. She quickly goes to Wednesday and tells her about the Nightshade Society meeting time. At night, Enid gathers with the society members and tells them Tyler wants to kill her. Ajax asks how she knows. Suddenly, Wednesday appears and tells him Tyler sent her a note saying so. She tells him Tyler will appear during the Day of the Dead celebration and says she has a plan to control him. We go to the Day of the Dead festival. The festival director is surprised that people are running out of the haunted house, terrified. She decides to enter the haunted house to see what's happening and is shocked when she sees a monster eating the brain of one of his victims. She screams loudly in fear. At that moment, Pugsley and Gomez are at the festival and learn there's a monster in the haunted house eating humans. Pugsley realizes this is the monster he's searching for. He quickly goes to the haunted house and is happy his uncle has improved and can now speak like humans. Suddenly, they hear the police surrounding the place. The monster asks Pugsley to help him escape because he's his only friend. Pugsley steps in front of the police to distract them, giving the monster a chance to escape. At that moment, Gomez sees the monster escaping and realizes he knows it but stays silent and doesn't say anything. When Pugsley tells him he didn't find it, Gomez knows he's lying but doesn't show it in front of him. At that moment, Morticia is in her room and is surprised when patient number 1938 appears in front of her. We learn here that the patient's name is Frances, and she was a student of Morticia's at the school long ago. Morticia is shocked and tells her she's supposed to be dead. But Frances tells her she was locked in the hospital and asks for her help to find her son. We learn here that Frances is Tyler's real mother. At the cemetery, the director Barry stands in front of the students, giving a speech during the celebration. Suddenly, Tyler sneaks among the students without anyone noticing. But Thing sees him, hits him with a rock, and draws Enid's attention. As soon as Tyler sees her, he runs after her to kill her. Enid runs quickly and hides inside the building. When Tyler enters after her, he finds her standing in front of him with the Nightshade Society. He gets angry and transforms into a monster to attack them. At that moment, Wednesday approaches from behind with a syringe to inject him, but he senses her and hits her hard, throwing her far away. Suddenly, a monster like Tyler appears, but it's female. It approaches Tyler, and we learn this is Frances, Tyler's mother. Morticia talks to her to calm her down. Frances signals to Tyler to leave, and he obeys her without argument and leaves the place, with her following him. Wednesday is confused and asks her mother what's happening. Morticia tells her this is Tyler's mother and reminds her she's patient number 1938, whom Wednesday freed from the hospital. She says Frances promised her she would control Tyler and leave the town. Wednesday asks if she believes Frances's words. Morticia says she believed a mother who loved her child and wants to return to him after all these years. Then we see Wednesday in her room, continuing to write her novel. At the same time, Gomez goes to Morticia and tells her the monster Pugsley freed is Isaac. Morticia says Frances is still alive too. At that moment, Judy returns home and finds someone has prepared dinner for her. Isaac appears behind her, and she's terrified when she sees him in front of her. We go to Enid, who is dancing ballet in the music room, but suddenly finds herself transforming into a werewolf. She's confused by what's happening and is startled when she hears someone opening the door. It's Capri, the music teacher, who is surprised to find ballet clothes thrown on the floor and the room's window open. The next day, Wednesday appears with a new look in front of the school students, having ditched the black clothes she always wears. She's happy, greets all her classmates, who are surprised by the change. To understand why, we go back 16 hours. Wednesday is sitting with her parents in front of the school director and the police chief, asking about the second monster that appeared in the town. Wednesday says the monster is Frances, Tyler's mother. The police chief is surprised because Frances died 15 years ago, and she attended her funeral herself. Wednesday says a teacher named August lied about her death to conduct experiments on her in a secret lab inside the hospital. She says his daughter Judy helped him and hid the truth from everyone. The police chief responds, saying Judy has been missing since last night, and no one knows where she is. Morticia tells the police chief that Frances and Tyler have disappeared too and won't return to the town. She says Frances promised her that. The police chief says this isn't guaranteed. Barry says he will impose a curfew at the school to protect the students. Then Wednesday goes to the lab and meets Larissa, who claps sarcastically and tells her she was chasing a monster, and instead of eliminating it, another monster appeared, and the danger to the entire town has grown. Wednesday says she's supposed to help her regain her powers instead of mocking her if she's her spiritual guide, as she claims. Larissa says regaining her powers is tied to her connection with her family. She says her family draws its strength from the bond of its members across generations. That's why she must show love and affection to her family. Wednesday says she doesn't like dealing with emotions, but Larissa tells her emotions are what will give her the strength she needs. She tells her to let the police handle Frances and Tyler and take this opportunity to fix her relationship with her mother and everyone around her. Suddenly, Orloff appears and asks Wednesday who she's talking to. Larissa disappears. Wednesday approaches Orloff and asks if he knows Frances. He says she was a student but wasn't interested in science like her brother, Isaac. Wednesday is surprised Frances has a brother. Orloff continues, saying Isaac was the smartest student in the school, so much so that August was impressed by him and his intelligence and built him a secret lab in Jericho Tower. But the lab exploded and Isaac disappeared. Orloff says the legend says Isaac is buried under Skull Tree. Wednesday goes to her brother Pugsley in his room after learning from Agnes that Pugsley was the one who dug up Isaac's body from under the Skull Tree. When Wednesday asks Pugsley about Isaac, he says he saw him at the festival and helped him escape. He tells her not to tell their father, because he lied to him. Wednesday tells him the monster's name is Isaac and asks Agnes to use her invisibility power to gather as much information about Isaac as quickly as possible. After Agnes leaves, Pugsley gives Wednesday a picture of Frances and says it fell from Isaac while he was escaping. Wednesday takes the picture and realizes Isaac is looking for his sister. At that moment, Tyler wakes up and finds Frances in front of him. She asks if he slept well. Tyler is shocked to find his leg chained and asks if she doesn't trust him. She says he needs a controller to control his actions and not transform into a monster and kill people. She says she will be that controller from now on. When he refuses, she slaps his face and tells him he must speak to his mother respectfully and not raise his voice at her. Then she says she will prepare food for him to eat. At that moment, Frances coughs heavily and bleeds from her mouth, but hides the tissue so Tyler doesn't know she's sick. At that moment, Capri enters Enid's room and tells her she knows she transformed into a werewolf without a full moon, meaning there's a problem with controlling her powers. She says she will transform into an alpha werewolf, the strongest type of werewolf. Capri says she must find a way to control her power, or she will become an outcast and be isolated from humans. Enid is shocked and tears appear in her eyes. But Capri reassures her and says she will find a way to help her control and master her power. At that moment, Wednesday is with her grandmother and asks her to help her regain her power. She says she's looking for Frances and her son Tyler and must find them before they destroy the town and everyone in it. Her grandmother says there's a woman named Rosaline buried in the town and tells her to go to her grave and recite the words written on the tombstone. Then she will temporarily regain her power until she fully recovers it. Wednesday thanks her, leaves her, and walks away. At night, Wednesday is with Enid in their room. She tells her she will go to the cemetery to regain her power. When Enid asks how she will do that, Wednesday refuses to tell her. Enid gets upset and tells her she's arrogant and thinks she's fixing things but causes big chaos. She says she started transforming into a werewolf and could help her, but Wednesday refuses, leaves her, and walks away. This angers Enid more, and she follows her to help. Wednesday reaches Rosaline's grave and recites the words on the tombstone. Rosalind appears in front of her and asks why she disturbed her solitude. Wednesday says she wants to eliminate Frances and Tyler. Rosalind asks her to place her hands on the candle to temporarily regain her power and see a vision revealing the truth. She warns her not to interrupt the vision, or she will pay a price. Wednesday places her hands on the candle and sees Frances calling for her to save her because Tyler is attacking and wants to kill her. At that moment, Enid arrives and pulls Wednesday back, saying they must return before their rooms are checked due to the school's curfew. Enid doesn't know she interrupted the vision, and Wednesday will pay the price, as Rosaline said. Indeed, this happens, and we see Wednesday and Enid lose consciousness and fall to the ground. Then they wake up and find themselves in their room, screaming in shock because their bodies have switched. This is the price they paid for interrupting Rosaline's vision. Thing is confused and can't comprehend what happened. Wednesday, in Enid's body, tells him to focus, so there's no mix-up. Enid asks Wednesday to find a way to fix what happened. Wednesday says this wouldn't have happened if Enid had left her alone. Enid cries because Wednesday blames her for being worried and wanting to help. Wednesday says she will go to Rosaline's grave to find a solution to the curse that struck them. As they walk into school, she asks Enid to keep it a secret between them until things are fixed. At that moment, Enid's friends call her to eat breakfast and are surprised when Wednesday, in Enid's body, responds in a very kind way, like Enid. Then Wednesday reaches the cemetery, goes to Rosaline's grave, and tries to recite the words on the tombstone, hoping Rosalind will appear and help her. But Larissa appears and interrupts her, saying what she's doing is dangerous because she's from the Raven clan, and Rosalind is from the Dove clan. The last two from the Raven clan who tried this died within 24 hours. Wednesday asks her to help her solve this problem, but Larissa says she can't help her. Then Wednesday remembers her grandmother said Rosalind lived in the same house her mother lives in now. She quickly goes there to find a solution and return to her normal self. At that moment, Frances is sitting with Tyler, eating breakfast together. Suddenly, they hear someone opening the door. Frances is shocked, grabs her gun, and goes to see who knows their hideout. She's overjoyed when she finds Isaac in front of her and can't believe he's still alive. He's also thrilled to see her and approaches and hugs her. Frances introduces Tyler to Isaac, who is amazed to see Tyler grown up. But suddenly, Frances coughs heavily. It's clear Isaac knows she's sick because she's a hide monster, and hide monsters get sick due to old age. Isaac says he can help her recover from the disease and eliminate the monster inside her, but he needs his tools from a lab. Frances says August stole his tools and placed them in a secret lab, and his daughter Judy helped him. Isaac says he got rid of Judy and took the key to the secret lab from her so he can save her. Tyler responds, saying this means they will return to Nevermore. Isaac says they have no other choice. At that moment, Enid, in Wednesday's body, arrives at her mother's house and searches until she finds a secret door leading to a spirit summoning hall. There's a statue in the hall that calls to her. Wednesday, in Enid's body, approaches, and Rosalind's spirit appears inside the statue. She tells her she has until dawn to fix a mistake, or she and Enid will die. At that moment, Morticia appears and is surprised to find Enid in front of her. She scolds her for breaking into her house. Wednesday, in Enid's body, says she's trying to understand the books she's writing. Morticia is upset and says she doesn't like anyone digging into her secrets. She asks her to tell Wednesday she'll wait for her at dinner as agreed. Wednesday realizes Enid's mother invited Enid to dinner, and Enid couldn't refuse. We go to Enid, in Wednesday's body, who discovers Wednesday wrote in her novel that she's weak, even if she transforms into a werewolf, and feels pity for her. Enid gets angry because Wednesday sees her this way and decides to take revenge in her own way. She opens her closet, takes out her colorful clothes, and wears them. She goes out in front of all the students, singing and dancing. But Enid is shocked when acne appears on her face because she didn't take her allergy medication. She screams and cries in front of the students, who take out their phones and film her in this state. Wednesday, in Enid's body, stands and is upset by what Enid did. She goes to Bruno, Enid's boyfriend, and tells him their relationship is over. But Capri arrives and asks Enid, in Wednesday's body, to go lock herself in a cage in case she transforms into a werewolf and harms her classmates. At night, Enid, in Wednesday's body, goes to have dinner with her family as per her agreement with her mother. Larissa appears in front of them, and Morticia can see her. She asks why she appeared. Larissa says she's Wednesday's spiritual guide. Morticia is surprised and asks why Wednesday can't see her. Larissa explains that Wednesday went to her grandmother, who advised her to go to Rosalind to regain part of her power. But Wednesday and Enid interrupted the vision and were cursed, switching their bodies. Morticia realizes the magnitude of the problem and asks Enid about Wednesday. Enid says Capri locked her in a cage to prevent her from transforming into a werewolf. Morticia says she must go help Wednesday and free her quickly. They must find a solution to their problem before dawn, or both will die. At that moment, Isaac goes to the lab and approaches Orloff. We learn Isaac created the machine that keeps Orloff alive. He says he's lived long enough, opens the machine, and takes the ore that powers it. Orloff dies. Agnes sees Isaac leaving the lab after killing Orloff. Isaac returns, gets in the car with Francis and Tyler, and they drive off, unaware that Agnes is in the trunk, terrified, seeing Judy's body in front of her. At that moment, Enid goes to Wednesday and frees her from the cage. A call comes to Wednesday from Agnes, who tells her what she saw and says they're heading to the secret lab. Wednesday pinpoints her location and decides to follow to save her. After a while, Isaac, Francis, and Tyler arrive at the lab. Isaac starts preparing to treat Francis. Agnes stands, watching everything. Suddenly, Tyler discovers Agnes, captures her, and locks her in a cell in the lab. At the same time, Wednesday and Enid arrive at the lab, searching for Agnes. They see Isaac starting the machine to treat Francis and eliminate the monster inside her. Wednesday takes the opportunity, goes to Agnes in her cell, and frees her. But Tyler discovers her and enters. Wednesday hits him hard and pushes him out of the cell. Because she's in Enid's body, she starts transforming into a werewolf. Agnes and Enid are shocked by what's happening. Tyler pushes him out and locks the cell. Agnes uses her invisibility power and stops the machine moments before the experiment completes, causing chaos in the lab. All the equipment malfunctions. Tyler sees Wednesday, now transformed into an alpha werewolf, leaving the cell and attacking him, choking him to kill him. But Enid calls out to her because dawn is near and they must switch their bodies back. Wednesday leaves him and goes with her. At that moment, Isaac frees Francis before the machine is destroyed, takes her and Tyler, and they leave the lab, which explodes and is completely destroyed. Wednesday, Enid, they go to Rosaline's grave and place their hands on it. At that moment, they open their hearts to each other, forgive all the problems between them, and reconcile. They lose consciousness and fall to the ground. When they wake up, each finds herself back in her own body. Enid is thrilled with what happened, and Wednesday is happy too, but as usual, can't express her emotions. She asks Enid to return to the school, and she will join her. Larissa appears in front of Wednesday and says she saved Enid's life from death, but unfortunately put another person's life in danger. She transports her to a future time and shows her a grave of someone from her family. Wednesday understands someone from her family will die, but can't figure out who exactly. The next day, Barry discovers Bianca is hiding her mother in a secret place in the school. Bianca is shocked when Barry enters and finds her mother knows him well. We learn Barry is a friend of Bianca's father, who framed her mother and caused her trouble with the police, which is why she's hiding in the school. Barry takes advantage and tells Bianca he will hide her mother in a place no one knows, in exchange for her doing everything he asks. Bianca is forced to agree because she's afraid for her mother. Then the police arrive at the school to investigate Orloff's murder. Barry tries to convince the police chief to keep it a secret to protect the school's reputation, as this crime will confirm the police's inability to catch the killer committing murders in the town. It seems the police chief is convinced and agrees. At that moment, Wednesday stands with Agnes and Enid. It's clear Enid is happy when Wednesday tells her prophecy is over and she won't die. But Wednesday shocks her, saying someone from her family will die. Agnes gives Wednesday a file with complete information about Isaac and says she discovered her family knows him. Wednesday takes the file, goes to her parents, and asks if they know Isaac and his sister. Her father says Isaac was his friend long ago, but their relationship became strained and they drifted apart. Wednesday shocks her parents, saying Isaac is currently in the town with Francis and Tyler. When Morticia learns this, she gets upset and leaves the meal because Francis deceived her and broke her promise. Wednesday follows her and tells her the prophecy has changed, and someone from their family will die, likely Pugsley, because he's the one who dug up Isaac from the grave under the skull tree. At that moment, Enid goes to reconcile with her boyfriend Bruno, but Capri interrupts and takes Enid to her office. She scolds her for escaping the cage last night. Enid apologizes, saying she couldn't control herself. Capri explains the moon will be full in 2 days, meaning she will likely transform into a werewolf. If that happens, she will remain a werewolf forever and won't return to her normal self. She will become a leader of werewolves from her clan. That's why she must take the matter seriously and control her power as much as possible until they find solution. We go to Isaac, Francis, and Tyler in their hideout. Tyler is upset they return to the town and accuses Isaac of causing it. He decides to go out to eliminate Wednesday because if she knows they're in the town, she won't leave them alone. Isaac approaches and says he's only trying to save Frances. Suddenly, Frances coughs heavily due to her illness. They discover their medicine is gone. Isaac says there's a veterinary clinic in the town, and they must go there quickly to treat Frances. Wednesday takes thing, and they break into the clinic to search for anything that leads them to Tyler, Isaac, and Frances. At that moment, Larissa appears in front of Wednesday and asks if she's sure she can face Isaac, Frances, and Tyler alone. Wednesday gets annoyed and tells her if she won't help, she should disappear and not show up again. Wednesday is surprised when Larissa actually disappears. Thing appears, clearly having found something. Wednesday goes out with him and discovers Thing found a trapdoor to an underground hideout. She enters and realizes Isaac, Frances, and Tyler were there. She finds Frances's medicine box and understands Frances is sick and Isaac wants to save her. At that moment, a butterfly lands on Thing. Wednesday captures it and goes to Eugene, asking about this butterfly, since he's an expert in entomology. Wednesday is surprised Eugene has butterflies of the same type. He says this butterfly starts as a larva growing inside corpses, and when it transforms into a butterfly, it returns to the corpse to lay its eggs. That's why it follows the corpse it grew in. Wednesday says a butterfly might lead them to Isaac's location. Eugene confirms this. Without thinking, they release the butterflies to find Isaac's location. When Wednesday returns to her room, she finds her grandmother there, who says Barry contacted her about a fundraising party. She says she knows Barry is greedy and wants to exploit her, and she'll never agree. She asks what Wednesday did at Rosaline's grave. Wednesday tells her what happened and says she and her friend almost died, but managed to solve the problem at the last moment. Her grandmother offers her to spend the summer with her since her relationship with her mother isn't great. Wednesday says she'll think about it and reply. Then the grandmother goes to meet Barry in his office. He shows her a model of the Science City he wants to build and tries to convince her to donate as much money as possible to help outcasts learn and develop. But Barry is shocked when the grandmother refuses and says she won't donate to this project. Suddenly, Bianca appears, approaches the grandmother, and uses her power to control her, ordering her to donate all her wealth to Barry. At night, we see Tyler at the veterinary clinic. He attacks the doctor, knocking him out. Then Isaac enters and starts treating Frances by transferring blood from Tyler to her. At the same time, Larissa meets Morticia and asks her to tell Wednesday the secret between their family and Isaac's. She advises her to tell Wednesday the truth before she discovers it herself, especially since Wednesday's grandmother is exploiting Morticia's strained relationship with her daughter to get closer to her. At that moment, Enid is in the cage. Wednesday visits her and tells her she's close to finding Isaac's location. Enid says she discovered she might remain a werewolf forever. She says Capri told her the solution lies in the strength of her friendship. Since Wednesday is her only friend, Enid asks her to stand by her and help. Wednesday agrees and promises to do so. While they're talking, Ajax enters and shows him a picture on his phone of Bianca's father, whom the government is searching for after he appeared in the town. Ajax says Bianca has a big problem. Her mother is wanted by the police, and she's helping her hide because her mother is innocent and her father framed her. Wednesday decides to help Bianca prove her mother's innocence. The next day, Wednesday goes to Barry's office and finds her entire family there. She's surprised when her grandmother changes her mind and agrees to donate all her wealth to Barry to build his Science City. Wednesday realizes something happened and guesses Bianca is behind it. She goes to Bianca at the gym and challenges her to a sword fight. During the fight, she asks about her mother's problem. Bianca is surprised Wednesday knows, but Wednesday ignores her and says she knows what Bianca did to her grandmother, controlling her to donate all her wealth to Barry. She says she also knows Barry is blackmailing her because of her mother, whom he's hiding. Bianca realizes Ajax told Wednesday everything. Wednesday defeats Bianca and forces her to confess the truth. Bianca says Barry kidnapped her mother, is holding her captive, and threatens to kill her if Bianca doesn't obey him. That's why she controlled Wednesday's grandmother. After Bianca finishes, she uses her power to control Wednesday and orders her to forget everything. She apologizes, saying she's doing this because she's afraid for her mother. It turns out Wednesday anticipated this because after Bianca leaves, Agnes appears, having seen and heard everything. She tells Wednesday everything. Wednesday decides to expose Barry's truth to everyone. At the school party, Wednesday's grandmother appears as the crown queen. Barry presents her to everyone as the school's biggest donor. At that moment, Wednesday goes to Bianca and asks about the place where Barry is hiding her mother. Bianca is surprised Wednesday broke free from her control. Wednesday says she will help her free her mother. Bianca says Barry is hiding her mother in his room. It turns out Wednesday has a specific plan to expose Barry to everyone. Ajax joins in the plan, goes to Barry's office, steals the key to the room where Bianca's mother is hidden, opens the door, frees her, and they leave. Then Wednesday talks to Enid and Agnes to execute the second step of her plan. Enid and Agnes perform a show at the party to distract the audience until Ajax returns with Bianca's mother. After the performance, Bianca stands in front of the crowd as the party coordinator. She's thrilled when she sees her mother with Ajax. She asks Barry to stand beside her on the stage. As he approaches, she uses her power to control him and orders him to confess everything he did. Barry speaks in front of everyone, saying he kidnapped Bianca's mother and hid her to force Bianca to control Wednesday's grandmother and make her donate all her wealth to the school. He says he planned to take the grandmother's money and flee the town. Everyone is shocked by Barry's words. When Barry finishes and realizes what happened, he grabs Bianca and threatens to burn her with fire. He sets fire to the chandelier's rope above them to force everyone to stay back and let him escape. But Ajax appears and turns him into a stone statue, freeing Bianca from him. Then the chandelier falls on Barry, destroying him and turning him into a pile of ash. Bianca thanks Wednesday for her help. Wednesday says she should thank Ajax, who contributed the most of the plan. Then Wednesday stands with her family, who are happy with what happened. Eugene arrives and says the butterflies located Isaac at the cemetery under the skull tree. The problem is Pugsley is there because he misses Isaac and wants to see him. Wednesday worries about her brother because she knows Isaac might kill him. At that moment, Pugsley is at the cemetery and is happy when Isaac appears in front of him. But Isaac apologizes for what he's about to do and suddenly kidnaps him. Wednesday and Eugene arrive at the cemetery, and she's shocked to find her brother missing. When she sees a butterfly landing in a specific spot, she guesses Isaac kidnapped him. The police search for Pugsley in the forest. Wednesday tells him she's surprised Isaac didn't kill her brother and wants to know why he kidnapped him and why he needs a young child like Pugsley. After a while, Morticia and Gomez are at the police station. The police chief says the search team looked for their son all night but didn't find him. She asks if they have any enemies who might have a motive to kidnap Pugsley. Morticia says they have no enemies, so there's no reason for anyone to kidnap their son. Wednesday stands, listening to the conversation. Larissa appears and says Isaac is very smart and must have a specific purpose for kidnapping Pugsley. She says Isaac took Pugsley to use him as bait to lure them to a specific place, or as a distraction to keep them searching while he executes a specific plan. Larissa asks Wednesday to meet with her family to find Pugsley's location. Wednesday is convinced by Larissa's words and joins her mother and grandmother. They sit in front of the crystal ball, hold hands to complete the ritual Morticia will perform. At that moment, Wednesday regains her power and sees a vision taking her to the past. She sees her parents burying Isaac's body under the skull tree. When Wednesday wakes from the vision, she confronts her mother and demands the truth, or she will go find Isaac herself. Morticia says Isaac and her father Gomez were close friends. Isaac wanted to treat his sister in the lab at Jericho Tower, but the energy wasn't enough. He asked Gomez for help because Gomez had immense energy and could emit lightning from his body. Gomez didn't hesitate to help his friend, but Isaac betrayed him and tried to take all his energy for his experiments. When Morticia found out, she intervened and sabotaged the machine Isaac was using. The lab exploded, Francis survived, but Isaac died, and Gomez lost his power forever. Wednesday asks why they didn't report it to the police. Morticia says August threatened to accuse him of killing Isaac if they reported, as he didn't want the police to know about his secret lab. So Morticia and Gomez buried Isaac under the skull tree, the grave Isaac had prepared to bury Gomez. Wednesday guesses Isaac wants to repeat the experiment, but this time on Pugsley, because he has the same power his father had. Isaac will use Pugsley as an energy source. Morticia tells Wednesday she and her grandmother will go after Isaac because they don't want to put her in danger. But Wednesday refuses and says she will save her brother herself. The next day, we learn Isaac kidnapped Pugsley in a remote cabin in the forest. He and Francis look at old photos together and say none of them lived the life they deserved. Isaac promises Francis their lives will change for the better tonight. Tyler interrupts, saying he spread traces around the town. Isaac praises him and asks him to prepare to eliminate Wednesday tonight. It's clear Isaac has a specific plan to trick and kill Wednesday. We go to Wednesday, who meets the police chief and learns they found hide monster traces in many places in the town. Wednesday says it's Isaac's plan to mislead them, but the police chief doesn't believe her and leaves. Eugene arrives and gives Wednesday a box, saying it's from Isaac. He says Isaac attacked him at his beehive cabin and threatened to kill him. Wednesday opens a box and finds a toy shaped like the skull tree with midnight written under it. She understands this is the time and place Isaac wants to meet her. She goes to the tree at night and tells Thing to aim a poison dart at Isaac to kill him. Wednesday goes to Isaac and demands he hand over Pugsley. She says she knows what he did in the past. Isaac says he paid the price and died, and now it's time for her family to pay for his death. At that moment, Thing finds an opportunity and shoots a dart at Isaac. But Isaac moves quickly and catches the dart in his hand. It's clear he knew Wednesday's trick. Well, because Tyler appears and locks Thing in a box. Wednesday discovers Isaac's hand is severed, and he plans to use Thing to replace it, because Thing is actually Isaac's hand, which Morticia cut off in the lab long ago. Isaac opens the box and attaches Thing to his body. Wednesday tries to stop him, but Tyler grabs and controls her. Wednesday is shocked to see Thing reattached to Isaac's body. A needle and thread come out of Isaac's pocket, and he stitches Thing to his body. Despite Thing's resistance, he fails to break free. Isaac is thrilled, saying his power is now complete. He uses Thing to control Wednesday and throws her into the grave, where she's buried in moments. Isaac and Tyler take Pugsley and head to Jericho Tower to complete their plan. On their way, they meet Frances, who is overjoyed that Thing is back in Isaac's body. Agnes goes to Enid and tells her everything that happened to Wednesday. She opens a cage so they can free her before she dies. Enid looks at the sky, sees the full moon, and decides to transform into a werewolf to gain more strength to save her friend from death. Enid transforms into a massive wolf, uses her powerful claws, and quickly digs up the grave, saving Wednesday at the last moment. Wednesday is shocked by what Enid did because she sacrificed staying a werewolf forever to save her. Agnes says it was the only way to save her from death. Enid quickly flees into the forest, running at full speed. Wednesday asks Agnes to follow her and find her location. At that moment, Gomez and Morticia arrive and are shocked to see Wednesday in the grave. Larissa appears and tells them they must move quickly to save their son. When they reach Jericho Tower, Morticia asks Gomez to go inform the police. She takes Wednesday, and they climb the stairs to reach the lab. At that moment, Isaac uses Thing's power and manages to restore the lab to its former state. He asks Tyler to tie Pugsley up to extract his energy. Tyler follows Isaac's orders, ties Pugsley to a chair, and places devices on his head. But Tyler is surprised when Isaac controls him, puts him on a bed, and restrains him to conduct the experiment on him. Tyler asks Frances what's happening. She says Isaac will free him from the monster inside him because she delayed too long and can't free herself, but he has a chance to live a normal life. Tyler gets angry and says she has no right to strip him of the power that makes him unique. Frances doesn't listen and tells him to be quiet. Isaac begins extracting energy from Pugsley's body and directs it to Tyler's body to kill the monster inside him. At that moment, Wednesday and Morticia reach the lab. Wednesday is shocked to see Tyler restrained on the bed with energy piercing his body. Tyler begs her to save him from what's happening. Wednesday listens and frees him from his restraints. Then she quickly goes to free her brother. At that moment, Tyler transforms into a monster, grabs Isaac, and throws him to the ground. Frances gets angry, transforms into a monster to stop Tyler from destroying the lab, and engages him in a fierce battle. They move outside the lab and fight on the rooftops. Isaac wakes up and sees Wednesday and Morticia freeing Pugsley and destroying the lab. He tries to repair it, but fails. Gomez returns to help them. Wednesday tries to separate Thing from Isaac's body and take him with them, but the lab explodes. Due to the explosion's force, Frances loses her balance and is about to fall from the building's roof. Tyler feels pity for her and reaches out to help, but when Frances sees the lab destroyed, she realizes her brother is dead. She decides to harm herself, lets go, falls from the height, and dies. The police arrive and surround the area, hearing Tyler scream of grief over his mother's death. Inside the lab, Morticia is unconscious with the machine falling on her. Wednesday, Gomez, and Pugsley quickly lift it off her. Morticia wakes up and thanks them for saving her life. Isaac is still alive, and Wednesday approaches to finish him off, but he uses Thing's power to choke her and says he will make the thing she loves most in life cause her death. Gomez and Morticia talk to Thing, reminding him he's part of the family, and that Wednesday loves him the most. Their words affect Thing, making him resist Isaac's control. He reaches Isaac's heart, removes it from his body, and kills him. The Addams family is shocked because they thought Thing would die with Isaac's body, but Thing frees himself from the stitches and returns to the family. They are thrilled with his return. The next day, Agnes goes to Wednesday and shows her a picture of Enid, saying she's in a forest miles away. At the same time, Tyler stands alone in the cemetery. Capri approaches and stands beside him, saying her former lover was a Hyde monster like him. Though she's a werewolf, they loved each other and had a beautiful love story. But her lover died some time ago. Capri offers Tyler to continue their lives together, and Tyler agrees. Wednesday goes to her mother and is surprised when she gives her Aunt Ophelia's diary, which she refused to give her before. Larissa appears and says she's happy their relationship has improved. She tells Wednesday she succeeded in her mission and regained her power by convincing her to improve her relationship with her family. Larissa says she will disappear and take a break like the other Nevermore students. She bids farewell to Wednesday, saying she was happy to be her spiritual guide, and vanishes. Gomez enters and tells Wednesday the car is ready to go home, but Wednesday refuses and says she must find her friend Enid first. Fester arrives on a motorcycle to take Wednesday and Thing to search for Enid in the forest because she promised Enid she would help her return to her normal self. Wednesday says she believes her mother gave her Aunt Ophelia's diary to strengthen the trust between them. When she opens the diary, she sees a vision of her aunt imprisoned in her grandmother's mansion. She discovers her grandmother is holding Ophelia to control her power. The grandmother opens the door to Ophelia and finds her writing on the wall that Wednesday must die. Wednesday continues, saying she must keep uncovering secrets, even if it costs her life. The second part of the second season of the series ends. Thank you for watching.